So to run a pocket query, guys, what we need to do, our first step is to plug in, make sure our GPS is plugged in. So we're going to go to my computer, this PC. Let's have a look. So as you can see there, the Garmin GPS Map 64S plugged in, ready to go. Okay, so let's go back to our geocaching site. So to get to pocket queries then, we click play, and we're going to go down to pocket queries on the menu. Let's click into that. And here we are. So we're going to create a new query. So we can see the whole process. So let's click create a new query. So we're going to give our query a name. Okay, so we're going to call this one YouTube demo. What we need to do is we need to select a day that we want it to generate. Okay, so I have a pocket query which generates every Sunday for Devon, and it gives me the closest 1,000 caches to my house. So each week it takes out anything I've found, and then I don't use it every week. I'll probably update it once every couple of months. But it just generates every Sunday. So every Sunday it gives me the 1,000 geocaches I haven't found, which are closest to my house. Okay. One thing to be mindful of. So if we wanted to run this pocket query and then use it today, within 3 or 4 hours of doing it, because we're going out the door, you need to keep an eye on this. Okay. So days to generate, the server time is in American time. Okay, so the server time at the moment is Monday, 8th of February, and it's 13:01, so it's 1 o'clock. Right now, where I am, it's currently 9 o'clock. So there's an 8 hours difference between the server on the website and my time in the UK. So that's fine right now, because if I click Monday, we'll be able to generate this pocket query. At 7:30 tomorrow morning, if I click Tuesday and run it, it won't run for another 5 or 6 hours, because I'll have to wait for the server in America to come past midnight to catch up. So if I was on at 7:30 in the morning tomorrow and was going to run this for a day out, I'd still click Monday to match this time. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But just make sure that the day you're generating, if you're not fussed, if you're just going to set it up like I do on a Sunday and leave it, you don't need to worry about this. But we need to make sure that for this demonstration we're on Monday, because else it won't run in time. So we're just going to run this query once and then delete it. If you want it to run every single week, just click run this query every week on the days checked, and then leave it. And every Monday it will generate. You'll get an email, and it will show up in your ready to download pocket queries. But we're just going to run this query once and delete it. How many caches do we want the pocket query to show? Okay, we don't want 500 for this. Let's just do, we only want 100 caches for this demonstration. What we need to do next is pick a cache type. So what sort of thing we're looking for? Let's go for a multi-cache. Okay, so we want to find 100 multi-caches, any container size that I haven't found. We don't want to show anything that we have already found or that we own. So we just want caches that we haven't found. So with the difficulty, then let's set the difficulty and the terrain. We don't want to find any easy caches on our next trip out. So let's go all multi caches, any size container, with a difficulty higher than 3 and a terrain higher than 3. That will take out anything too easy and give us some of the trickier, more interesting caches. So we click on countries. go to United Kingdom. We're going to run this from my home location, which is programmed into my account. If you are, say you're traveling to, say, London for a couple of days, what I would probably do is go onto the map, pick a geocache in the centre of London, and then put the GC code in here, and then run the pocket query from that. So you get a nice circle of caches around your central location. Okay, but just for now, because we're going to go from the home location, so that'll give us the closest 100 caches around Torbay, Teambridge, and probably as far out as Bristol, or maybe even further, because I don't imagine there's that many that would 3 and above. As you can see here, so you can search by postal code, you can search by coordinates. So if you know the coordinates of a cache, you can change this to whatever you need. You've got your northerns and westerns. What is that doing now? Let's start again. There we go. So yeah, so if you've got the grid of where you're going or where you need to be, if you put it in there, it will do that for you. So, but we're going to go from my home location. Okay, within a radius of 100 miles. Yeah, I mean, change that to 200 if we want. The radius is all going to depend on the amount of caches. Okay, I mean, if you were searching for a load of caches, you might want to use this, but ultimately, if there's 100 caches of what we're looking for within a 5-mile radius, this isn't going to matter. But it all depends on what you're searching for. So we'll just leave that at 200 for now. Place during, we're not too fussed about that. If we are looking for a cache that was placed before a certain date, we can put that in here. So if we wanted a cache that was hid between 2002 and 2005, and we can change this, so 2004 or 2002, and then we can just we're not too fussed for this. Okay, we're just looking for a hard, interesting cache to go and find. Attributes. If you want to find all the caches in the UK that have a certain attribute, this is how you do it. Okay, so if you just want to find the closest 100 caches to your house that have got toilets available, then we can turn that on. Okay, if you want to find caches that are only available at night, we can do that. If you hover over these, it tells you what it is. So we've got night cache, recommended at night, got parking, access parking fee. So we've got dangerous animals. So if you wanted to find all the caches in the UK that involve dangerous animals, we can turn that on. Okay, so just for this, we're not going to put any attributes on. Okay, so we're going to turn those off. Attributes to exclude, same again. If you want to avoid climbing or you want to avoid dangerous animals, probably best, then turn the dangerous animals up symbol on, and it will take out all the caches that involve dangerous animals. So we're just going to quickly check this before we submit it. So we've got our name, we've got our day, which matches the server time. We're going to run it once, then delete it. We want 100 caches. We want 100 multi-caches, and any container size that I haven't found. We're looking for 3 in the UK, around my home location. What we're going to do, we're going to submit this information. Takes a couple of minutes. There we go. That's gone. Okay, so that's our pocket query submitted. As you can see here, it says your pocket query has been saved and currently results in 100 caches. So we can preview the search here. So let's do that now. Let's have a look and see what it's thrown up. So here is a list of all the caches that we've generated. So 100 caches, 100 multi-caches with a DT rating of 3 or over. So in here we can, so if we press this little we can press the blue arrow, which will list the caches either closest to our home and then moving further away, or as you can see there, so the closest cache is 199 miles from home in North Wales. So I probably won't be getting that one anytime soon. We can also list them by favourite points. If we click the favourite points little heart icon, that will tip them upside down once again. And let's see what the best wrong way. So let's get the top favorited cache to the top of the pile, and we'll have a look and see which one it is. So the Magnificent Journey over in East Devon, okay, by Weary Banker and Bookworm. That was placed in 2005. It's been on my to-do list for quite a while. I think I did try and start it once, but I didn't get very far. So as you can see there, that's got 219 favourite points. So it's definitely worth a look, and definitely deserves to be top of the pile with that many favourite points. Second is Flotsam and Jepson. That's been around for a while. It's up near Bristol, just off the Bristol Channel. I know that you've got to go and wade out on the mud to a little island, and it's best to do it in a group. I've been watching it for a few years, never had a chance to do it. So hopefully once lockdown's over, we'll better get out and do that. But as you can see here, some Chiltern 100 bonus. Okay, Church Micro and Knockholt has been done quite a few times. That's a lot of favourite points there. So it's obviously that could be worth a visit at some point as well. We've got 5 here. Church Micro Rosh Rock down in Cornwall. I'm guessing that's going to require climbing gear. So yeah, that needs to go on my hit list as well, really. So we've got the information, tells us what travel bugs are in the caches. So that one there's got, by the looks of it, a couple of trackables. Okay, this one here needs maintenance because it's got a little spanner on it. And then what we can do as well with using these buttons here is we can list all the we can do the DT rating, so we can get all the difficulty 5s at the top if we want. If we're looking to start with the hardest caches and the more interesting ones. Okay, so so now we've got the South Devon Coast alternate heptathlon at the top. So this is a fairly new multi-cache 5-5. I've actually just cracked the puzzle for this, and I'm waiting to be able to travel far enough to go and make a start on it. Looking forward to it. Looks like a really good cache. So we've actually got a stack of 5-5s in here. We've got the Truro Cathedral, which I believe you need a kayak for. I haven't completed it yet, but yeah, there's a stack of 5-5s here. Okay, these caches here, Slither, Beastly 2, Cashew Nutter. These caches here are actually going all the way up to London. I know these are, I think, in Sussex near Gatwick somewhere. So it just shows that multi-caches with a 3-3 rating and above are few and far between. Because I'm in Devon, and we've got caches that are stretching right up to London. And we've got one there in the West Midlands. So all 5-5s that my kind of cache. So that's a good pocket quote. What we can also do, if we're looking for caches placed on certain days, we can hit placed. It will tip these up, either the newest or the oldest. Same with the last found. What we're going to do now is let's map this location. So if we hit map this location, it will show us our pocket query on the map. So is our pocket query on the map? So as you can see, we can zoom in then to close to our home location and start planning our day out. In Torquay, we've got You Can't Hurt Me Now, nice tree climb, Church Micro, Brixham. As I say, these caches here, we're going right down to Land's End and up through Wales. It just makes it easier for you to, as I say, if you're searching for something in particular, run a pocket query and find what you're looking for instead of searching for hours on end. Really good tool. We can put these now straight onto our GPS, all these multi-caches. We don't have to load everything else in this area. We can literally just put these 100 multi-caches straight onto our GPS. So let's have a look at doing that now. Let's have a look at a couple of other pocket queries I've got on. So UK 55s, which hasn't generated for a few weeks, but takes out anything in the country that is not a 55. So if you're looking to get into the more extreme caches, then instead of hunting around the map, run a pocket query, and there you go. It does it all for you. Okay, so all the 55s that are in the country at the moment shows you DNFs, so we know where we need to return to. But yeah, really good tool. So what we're going to do, let's go back into our pocket queries, and let's get our multi-cache pocket query onto our GPS. What you find once you've submitted the query, it takes a couple of minutes to generate into. So we're in pocket queries. So we've got active pocket queries, and then we've got pocket queries ready to download. So we want to click on this. Okay, as you see, I've got two here. I've got my Devon one, which runs every Sunday for 500, or the closest 500 caches to my house. Okay, so we've got our YouTube demo cache. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on it, click on this one, and then you'll see down here in the bottom corner. So that's downloaded. Computer's just scanning it. As I say, it takes a couple of minutes from submitting it to generating it. So what I normally do is I'd submit it, and then I'd go off and do something else. I'd have a look at the map and give it a couple of minutes, and then I'd come back, and it's always in here waiting. Right, so this one is finished now. So let's bring up this download. Okay, let's put down as well. So once you've downloaded it, it always comes in a zip file. Okay, so and it comes with a number on it. Okay, so we're going to rename it in a minute just to make it easier for ourselves. But let's extract that for now. So extract that. So let's give it a name. So download YouTube, so we know it, so we can find it. So we're going to show the extracted file. So let's extract those files. New folder, and then here's our waypoints in our YouTube folder. Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's rename both of these as well. Call both of these YouTube now. Okay. So to get these onto our GPS, we're in the YouTube folder, we've renamed them, we're just going to highlight them, we're going to copy, and then we're going to go into our computer, we're going to find our Garmin. Okay, double click into there, we're going to open the Garmin folder, we're going to go to GPX because we are moving over a GPX file, and we're just going to click in there, and then we're going to paste our files. Okay, so that there is all our pocket query now on our GPS. Okay, so here look, we have our Devon one. I think this one here, I put some caches on. We went to Dartmoor a few weeks ago, and I just generated a pocket query for a couple hundred caches, so we could just drive to Dartmoor and pretty much park up and find a cache anywhere we were. So once we've copied over, then all we need to do is we can just pop back in here. If you're not going to use this again, we'll just delete them off, just to save them generating again. Okay, so we'll get rid of them. We don't need them, but job done. So that's all that's left to do. Once again, we'll get our boots on and go and find some of those multi caches.